Where were we before I got rudely interrupted? Yes, I was talking about a nurse, a so-called nurse by the name Amanda Kwan. I used to hate working with that nurse. She's lazy. She's unprofessional. Like I said in my previous video, as soon as she came to work, the first thing she had done, she would make her way into the report room. The first thing that came out of her mouth was that it's either she had been with a man or she had not been with a man, or it's always something about a man. The man did this, the man did that, her date. You know, it was disgusting. One morning she came in. As soon as she started talking about her man, one of the bedside assistants said to her, "Listen, I don't have time for that." I said, "Yes!" Amazingly, it was the one who used to come to work intoxicated. She was sober that day, and she told her off. I was so freaking happy because I could not understand. A nurse, you have lives to take care of. You have people to take care of. You know what I'm saying? You have family members. You have somebody's mother, somebody's daughter, somebody's grandmother, somebody's child, and a bed waiting, you know, for us, nurses, nursing staff. And the first thing you're gonna start talking about is a man that you have been with. Come on now. She had never come in and request. You know, I've never heard Amanda say anything about, oh, who are my patients? Who am I going to be working with, nursing assistant-wise? It's always about the man she had been with or the man she had not been with. It's all about the man, the man, the man. Do your job and go man hunting after work. It's simple as that. Unfortunately, when Brett left, the first manager left. In April, another one came in by the name Ensa. She was downstairs, and then they brought her, you know, as the manager of 6 Central. She was the best friend of Amanda. As a result of that, Amanda used to come to 6 Central more often because her best friend was the manager. And so much so, Amanda had an accident. For some reason, she had cut her wrist. She couldn't work for months. But when she came back to work, guess what happened? They placed her on 6 Central on light duties. What do you think she was doing? I observed Amanda microscopically. She didn't do squat. She would come to work in the morning with her breakfast, sitting in the report room, and browsing Facebook, and then she would go from time to time for a smoke. That's life duty for her, you know. And how cool is that? She is on light duty, sitting on her behind, eating, and then on Facebook. Come on now. But you know what? I will discuss what had happened when that manager took office in April of 2010. I mean, that was the second phase of the drama. And trust me, it was worse than the 2 years that I've been talking about. It was drama at its best when Ensa took office. Trust me. Hell broke loose, and she oh my God. I need another time to talk about that particular incident, that when that woman came into office. At first I thought she was a nice person. You know, when I first saw her, at first when Brett was training her, she didn't strike me as an authority figure. She looked kind of plain. And I liked her because she's very, you know, soft speak, whatever. She's low-key, whatever, but, you know, she's plastic. That they all act like they're very nice at first, and they are basically walking time bomb. And I used to communicate with her at first. She told me, I said, "Are you going to be the manager?" She said, "I don't know, Jeanette, because there are other people who had applied for the job," because she had no experience. She used to work downstairs the second floor as a bedside nurse, and then they basically, you know, chose her to be a 6 Central's manager. You know, in any case, she was very nice when she didn't know she was qualified for the job. But what she failed to realize, based on the fact she had no experience, she was qualified because that's exactly who they was looking for. Someone they could train, you know, to do whatever. And I asked, and that was basically it. So I will continue to talk about that answer in my future video. But in the meantime, I just wanted to basically articulate what I had felt about that Amanda Kwan, who was a float nurse. And she, when NSA took office, Amanda came in to my face. She wanted to attack me. Yes, she came in right in my face. I was walking down the hall. She basically, you know, cornered me in front of room 229. A doctor was walking by. That's how Amanda, I mean, I didn't know what she was going to do to me if that doctor didn't walk in. But guess what? NSA was standing by the nursing station. She saw everything that had happened. And when I reported it to her, she told me, oh, do you have a witness? Can you imagine? She was the only witness because she saw what had happened. But based on the fact, Amanda is her best friend, she basically turned the other, in other words, she turned the other, what they call a deaf ear. I will continue talking about that answer at a later time because right now it's getting late and I'm getting incoherent all over again because it's way past my bedtime. Until then, take care.